everybody. Hello, 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 and welcome to Live in the Session Studio. I am your host, Miss Nikki, also known as the Dean of Bubble Babes University. Tonight, we have a very special guest. We have Miss Melissa, who was on with us in the morning with Coffee with Nikki, one of our BBU sisters, BBU Tribe sisters, and she is going to be on with us tonight. We're going to talk about all things grants. She just got awarded her first grant, and she's going to tell you guys what she did, what was the process, what resources she used, and she's going to just give you some insight into how you can go about and get you a grant. Why? Because it's grant season right now. And that's exactly her words. It's grant season. And I know from the gurus that, tell you how to do your business, get the money for your grants and business credit and everything. They're saying at the end of the year, people are trying to give the grants away basically at the end of the year because they have to get rid of them, right? They have to fill the budget or however that works. And so they are not as strict when it comes to granting a grant. So it's time for you guys to go on ahead. If you have not yet tried it, it's time for you to do it. Now, let me tell y'all about Melissa. Melissa is about one of the sweetest people that I have met on the internet. She has such a wonderful brand. Her brand is called Cali Meets NYC. It's a beautiful love story. The look, the aesthetic, everything about her brand is just so amazing. And that just caught my eye. Just from the first time that I seen her stuff, I'm like, this is absolutely amazing. I absolutely love it. I love where you're going with it. I love this whole thing. And so it is something different. It is something that I've never seen before. And I just think it's so amazing. And her energy is so refreshing, and she's going to be here with us, and I'm about to pull her up, y'all, so y'all give her a warm applause. Wait. I always do this. I don't even know who's in the building yet. Let me check and see who's in here. I just be going off, and then everybody like, oh yeah. Okay, so we got Miss Betty Rose. Miss Betty Rose is first. So Miss Betty Rose is in the building. Hey, Miss Betty Rose. Hey, Miss Linda. Miss Linda said, good evening, everyone. Deltra's in the building. We got Laura. Laura better be taking pictures tonight. We got Laura in the building. Cousin, the best moderator on what? Earth. The best moderator on earth is in the building. Lakeisha Keisha is in the building. She said, good evening, everyone. Angie's in the building. She said, hey, family. Hey, Yolanda. Yolanda says, hey, babes. Hey, Kim. Kim's in the building. She says, hello, everyone. And Kim has some amazing news. I'm so ecstatic and proud of her as well. You guys are doing some amazing things. I'm really proud of you guys. Hey, Shalon. Welcome. Nice to meet you. And we don't do this all the time, but we are here in the morning, so you can catch us in the morning, 9 a.m. Let me check. Check. Hey, Kay's in the building. Jasmine's in the building. Kay says, hello, ladies. Jasmine says, good evening. That's right, Jasmine. This morning I was looking for you because I was like, I don't think Jasmine is in here because I know if I see her earth in here, it was gonna be too late, right? Because I was talking so much, and by the time I got down to the comments, I would have just missed it, right? I would have been way off earth. But welcome everybody, welcome. And I'm about to bring up my guest, Miss Melissa of Cali Meets NYC, and I'm telling you guys, her story is so beautiful. You're going to absolutely fall in love with her. So I'm going to welcome her up to the studio. Hey. This one I don't have a round of applause, so I can't give How are you doing, Melissa?
I'm good. How are you? Thank you for having me.
I am living the dream. You know how I do. Live the dream. So tell us a little bit about your company.
So Cali Meets NYC, we're a home fragrance business based out of Lake Worth, Florida. And we were inspired by my long distance love story with my husband. I was living in California and he was living in Queens. And so it was kind of born out of the pandemic. I was burning a lot of candles, as most people were, and then I started to get a lot of headaches. So that's how Cali Meets NYC was born.
So tell us what's unique about your candle brand, because I absolutely love the uniqueness of everything. Like, I love your graphics. That's one thing. That's like number one. Well, not number one, but almost up there, right? I love the graphics, but the whole story. Tell us about how the uniqueness of it.
So All the candles are named after zip codes. So there are zip codes between California and New York and places in between. So places, my mother is in here. And she's going to be really excited because you pronounced her name correctly.
Hey,
Her name
now.
her name is Shalon. So I have, zip codes from Syracuse, where I'm from. I have zip codes from California, Queens, places in between. I'm going to introduce some cousin zip codes because a lot of people have been asking about that. So it makes it special for someone to gift to their loved one or to have for themselves, just to remind them of someone.
Yes. Now the zip codes, as soon as like the day we met, I was so excited. I was so excited about the zip codes. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so many places you could go with this. And so, and I just absolutely love that. That concept was so great. And just the fact that it's the relationship, you're able to tell that the story of love through your candles, which can resonate through just your candle making and the love story, other people's love story, other people's love for family and connection. It's just so great. I absolutely love that about your line.
Thank you. I think it's something that everybody can relate to, whether they grew up in the same town that they live in, but maybe somebody they love is away from them, miles and miles away, or maybe they just are completely away from everybody.
Mhm.
It's something that everybody can relate to.
Yes. I think that is awesome. It is so awesome. Now tell us, okay, so now you have your online store. How's that working
Mhm.
for you?
It's working. Online is a beast.
Mm,
So we did a lot of in-person events in New York and New Jersey. So we lived in New Jersey for about 6 years. And then we moved to Florida earlier this year. And so now we decided to just, pivot and really focus on online because we
yeah.
know that, it's more sustainable business model.
Hmm. Yeah, because the world is your oyster. You can sell to
Mhm.
everybody. You don't have to be
Exactly.
stuck in one location. You can worldwide.
Exactly. Exactly.
Hmm. Worldwide. So tell
Mhm.
everybody. Okay, so you just got awarded your grant, right? How long
Yes.
have you been trying to get a grant?
Um,
Because I know a lot of the times people are always like, well, how do I get funding? How do I get funding? But sometimes people aren't ready. And I know you are all the way together, girl. I know you are all the way together. So how was that for you?
So I've been trying since last year. So last year I started applying for grants. I applied for my first pitch competition, and it I was struggling because sometimes you know what you want to say, you just don't know how you want to say it. And so I was stuck in my head. But the funny thing is that the pitch competition I applied for, I became a finalist for. So it's the first thing that I applied for, and I became a finalist. And I think the whole thing is that I was so bogged down with I don't think it's for me, or I'm so nervous. And the nervous energy got me, and I said, you know what, just do it anyway. Do it
Mhm,
scared. You need to do that. Everybody needs to do that. So if you feel like you're not ready, I would say do it anyway.
mhm.
Um, I don't even know where that is because I just moved here.
She just touched down.
So new, so
Mhm.
new. But that's the whole thing is that I feel like everybody should just apply because you do get feedback from, from the judges or whoever is, looking at any of the information. You do get feedback from some of them. And then some of them that are accelerated programs, and you get lots of great information. There's so
Mhm.
much great information out there. You just really have to look for it.
And with the
So,
accelerator program, does that come along with a mentor and things like that? Or nice,
yeah,
nice.
so right now I'm a part of Fearless Funds Accelerator Program, the Get Venture Ready. And this is my second accelerator program this year with them.
Mhm.
And so, and that was the meeting I had earlier. So right after, coffee, coffee with Nikki, I just jumped right into that meeting. And so, they have a lot of great, I learned how to do a pitch deck. There's pitches at the end of it. So, at the end of the accelerator program, it's a 12-week accelerator program. So it finishes December. There'll be a pitch competition.
Mhm.
So it's really great, just to learn all those things. There's mentors all the way. And I actually met one of the accelerators who was in the program. She lives really close by to me. So it's a great way to talk to other entrepreneurs who are going through the same thing that you're going through.
Mhm. Mhm. And it's always great to get into the room with like-minded people, because then you get to, you expand a little bit in your mindset, and you just see different things and see how other people are doing things. Because a lot of the times as entrepreneurs, we kind of feel like we're doing this by ourselves, like, you know what I'm saying? And then when we find somebody who has stepped in the same shoes, or lived the same life or similar, and your patterns are the same, you're like, oh wow, it's not just me. You know what I mean? So I may be on the
Mhm.
right track. I am doing the right thing. So yes, yes, it's always good to be in the room, and just to get the vibe too. It's just a different energy. It's like people are hungry. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Oh, yeah.
Because, do you come from like an entrepreneurial background? Like, because I know I heard you said that you was making candles at 12 with a candle kit because your mom said, "Okay, let's go to Michael's." So tell me about that.
Uh, yes, I do come from a big entrepreneurial background. My whole entire family are entrepreneurs. My grandmother, so my mom's mother, she owned a convenience store for 20 years in the Bronx in the
In the
1960s.
Bronx?
In the Bronx. That's where my mom's from. My mom is from the Bronx, born
Oh,
and
that's why I
raised.
said your mother's name right, because we can.
So, my grandmother, she owned the store for 20 years. And during the 1960s and 70s, we know what was going on during that time.
Yes.
And she had struggles, but all five of her children grew up in that store. So, they all saw it. All of her
Right.
siblings, all of my grandmother's siblings also owned restaurants. And my great aunt Mary, she was a beautician, so she owned a beauty store, um, funeral parlor, like the whole nine. The
Oh
whole
yes, that's in
nine.
your blood.
It's in my blood. It's in my
Hmm.
blood. My mom's an entrepreneur. My uncle's an entrepreneur. Just everybody,
I think that's
everybody.
wonderful. I think that's wonderful. And so, what did you learn from that? Like, how did that frame who you became? Oh, oh, you
Just
heard that bars. How did that frame who you became?
oh, hearing stories from my grandma, from my mom, from my aunts and uncles. It kind of had this frame mind of this is your own. Nobody can take this away from you. You're building this for you, for your future, for your family. And it just kind of framed that mindset like a 9 to 5 is the only thing you can do. So
Right.
it wasn't something that when I said that I was, not going back to work and being in the corporate life anymore, it wasn't something that my family looked at me like, okay, that's strange. I don't
Right.
really I believe in your dream and entrepreneurship. Really, no,
Mhm.
that didn't happen. So it was kind of like, okay, this is what you want to do. This kind of, I think they saw it in me probably before I saw it in myself.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yes.
And that's wonderful to have, because everybody doesn't
Mhm,
have that supportive family history background. They don't have that. And so it's
mhm,
hard for them once they get out there, and they're like struggling, and people like, "Well, I see, I told you you're gonna need a job. I told you it's going
mhm,
to." And nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to hear that. But to hear that they encourage you to do it is so amazing.
Exactly.
So how
Yeah.
long after the candle kit did the candle company come about?
Okay, so so my first candle kit was 12, and then you know, life happens and you're a kid, you pick up things, you drop things off. But in 2020, I picked up a candle kit because I wanted to see if I liked it still.
Right.
Sometimes things you pick up when you're a child, you no longer like. So I picked it back up in 2020 and I gave the Candletons family and I said, I think this is it. This is exactly the business I need to be in. It was kind of always in me, and then it just came back full circle.
Nice. Nice. I love that. So tell us now, let's go into the grants, because now that you got the business going, we know that you have it in your bones, you have it in your spirit. Entrepreneurship is in your spirit. It wasn't like it skipped you. Because
Mhm.
you have the family that work hard and they have their own businesses, and it skips a generation, because it skipped my kids.
Mhm.
It skipped, but they didn't stay with it, right? And so it skips sometimes and it stuck with you. And so when did you decide that you wanted to apply for grants so that you can expand your business?
Last year, so early 2021, I said, okay, I need to do something different because obviously you need capital if you really want to grow this business.
Mhm.
So I started trying to figure out ways to grow, and I said, oh, maybe crowdfunding is the way to go. And then I quickly realized that crowdfunding is probably not the best way to grow. Um, and then I said, okay, let me try grants. So I started looking at all these different places on Instagram, all these different businesses and venture capital firms, and they were posting grants. And so I said, let me start applying. And stores that I know were had grants available. I said, okay, why not? The worst thing that can happen is no, you don't get one. But you don't know until you try. And then you start learning the different ways to apply and the different ways to word things or to get better and to improve on speaking about your brand, things of that nature. So I said you have to give it a shot.
hmm And how was filling out the forms? Were they difficult? How were they for you? Because I don't, did I? I think I may have, but it wasn't even serious. I wasn't even serious about it. It was just something that I did because it came across my email, right? And so I was like, oh, let me try
Mhm.
it. But I wasn't serious about it. And I see a lot of the gurus, they say, you have to have a lawyer to fill it out, or you have to have, it's supposed to be. I was like, that sounds a little serious. I don't want to get that serious, I got to hire a lawyer so they could say the right wording for the grant. So tell me about that process for you.
So it is a little time consuming. There are a lot of different grants have different requirements and different things they want in. Some a pitch deck, and I didn't even know what a pitch deck was a year ago. I didn't know what a brand deck was a year ago
Well,
and what
well,
that
well,
looked.
while you're right there, we might have people in the audience right now that don't know what that is. So tell us what a pitch deck is, please.
A pitch, there's a couple of different variations of what a pitch deck is, but basically what you're doing is you're presenting it to either the judges, investors. You can be also presenting it to retailers to tell your story and explain why you are who you are as a brand. So it'll have your financials in there. It'll have what makes you different as a brand, your solution, problem solving, interaction, and just building why you need the funds to grow.
Mhm, mhm.
And so
And so,
a
uh-huh.
brand
Yes, yes,
a brand deck is kind of like a shorter version of that, and that's really for the retailers. So retailers, just to kind of know who you are, you really wouldn't put any financials in there or explain why you need money because they're not necessarily giving you money.
Mhm, mhm. And so after doing all these things, after doing all of this, did you feel confident in doing it? Or did you feel like every time that you filled out the paperwork, did you feel like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. I don't know if I could do this. Like, what was the feeling? What was the emotions that you were feeling when you filled it out? Because the reason why I say that is because when we have in our mind that something is not going to work, it's not going to work because we're going to find every way for it not to work. Oh, I can't find the answer. Oh, I don't know this. Oh, how am I supposed to find this? You know, people make up every excuse in the book not to get something done. So, what were the emotions that you had when you were filling it out?
So the first time I had no idea what I was doing and I had all those emotions like I don't know if I'm doing it correctly. I don't know, mindset wise, if it's good or not. Does this sound correct? Did I explain my story correctly and are they going to get it? I had no idea. But now I got more confident and I just said, you know what? I'm just going to do it. If they need a video, okay, let me film it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I already have a couple videos because some of them they want 1 minute videos, 2 minute videos, 3 minute videos. A lot of them they want it to be personalized to whichever grant you're applying for. So I personalize it and then just go right ahead. But the more you do it, the more comfortable you become.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, that makes sense. So now doing it, what do you need in order to get started? What needs to be in place as an entrepreneur? What should anybody listening, what should they have in order?
you need to be a legal entity. That is the number one thing they're going to require you. Most grants are requiring you to be either an LLC or a C corp or S corp. You cannot be a DB, you cannot have a DBA and apply for this grant because they want to make sure that you are a legit company, that you are legalized within your state. You also want to have your brand story. So if you don't have your brand story, these are the things that they're going to ask you when you're filling the grant out. So you need to have these already in place. Your brand story, your target market, your problem, and your solution. All those things you need to know. Now, you may not have the correct wording that you need, but those are the things you need to actually know. Like, who is my target market? Who am I marketing towards?
Mm-hmm.
These are the things that are very important. Otherwise, you're really going to be stuck when you are applying for the grants and it's going to look daunting.
Now, I want you to give us an example. Well, I'm gonna take something from you, right? What did you say your problem was and your solution?
So my problem was is that I was burning all of these candles and that because you think, okay, it's soy, that they are free of toxins and they're the best candles ever, or it's expensive and it's
Right.
the best candles ever, but it's not. Most of them are filled with toxins. We know that fragrance is a highly unregulated system. So, you can't necessarily, build that, you know, a lot of people use these buzzwords and say that we're clean or we're
Essential
vegan or
oil.
you know, essential oils, which we know that you really shouldn't necessarily put a whole bunch of essential oils in candles, but that's another story for another time because it could be worse. So
Yes.
I was finding that to be a problem. And then on top of that, there aren't a lot of Black luxury, eco-friendly candle brands out there. In fact, there aren't any big ones out there. The bigger Black-owned candle brands out there are luxury-based. They don't base on sustainability, and that's my whole story.
I love that. And so we were listening to, I think it was Candle Science, For the Black Candle Makers Club, we had a convention in LA. And so, was it? It might have been Makesy. Nope, it's Makesy. Makesy said that sustainability is one of the main things that was trending in, you know, what people were doing in the candle making community. They were talking about refills, they were talking about sustainability and being eco-friendly. And so that must have really took you over the edge because a lot of candle makers aren't doing that these days.
Right. So anytime I apply for any of these grants, they're like, I've never seen an eco-friendly Black-owned brand because a lot of people really want to focus on the luxury. And, yes, we are a higher end, but we are kind of mid-tier when it comes to that price point. The price point is 36. You'll see some luxury brands that are at 50, 54, upwards to 100, like Diptyque. So you'll see those and just like there can be eco-friendly options out there. There can be sustainable options out there and cleaner and better for you brands. And so that's what I decided to do. And it's why I chose the rocks I chose, the coconut soy. And so it's just kind of like snowballed when I was making the brand.
Okay. I absolutely love that. And I got to go back and check because I don't remember if I see that in the branding.
It is.
Yeah, I got to go back and check. I got to go back and check now because now we need to make sure that we're mentioning that in content too. Yes, yes. And so I love your videos. Tell us about, well, I don't want to go straight into the videos. I want to say right here with the grants, I went into sustainability and I'm like, I got to go back into the brand and I went directly to YouTube, directly to YouTube. So how many grants are you going to be applying for coming up for the close of this year? Q4, what are you applying for and how are you finding them?
So there's probably about 6 grants I have on my list that I'm applying for the end of October and November. And so I haven't seen any out for December as of yet. But as they start rolling in, I start putting them on my list and applying for them. I try to make it a point to kind of take time out every single week to either apply for whichever is up or, make that list and, make it, okay, make time for it, schedule it on my calendar.
And that's a great thing. And that's what everybody in here, y'all need to write that down. Write a list of grants that you want to apply for. Write a list. And also, I want to ask you a question. Do you use AI to help you? Because I'm big on AI. Do you use AI to help you with your grant writing or your applications for your applications?
I sure do. ChatGPT is
life, right?
It's my little assistant, and I feed it my information. Now the whole thing is that ChatGPT does not know everything. Right. You have to feed it information. Like I said earlier, I said, well, I have all these ideas floating in my mind. It kind of, unjumbles all of that mess. So I know what I want to say. I just don't know how I want to say it. So it helps me unjumble all that mess. I call it my little assistant, my little helper.
And so now are you running through the grant applications like easy peasy?
I am. And so what I do is I have a running Google document. So I have all the questions and answers I've ever applied for any type of grants. And it's so helpful to just run through that document. Whatever I felt like I didn't understand, or maybe I had applied for something and maybe the wording was off, or something may change in the business, or I've applied for something in this company last year and I didn't get it. Okay, you need to work on this wording again. You need to change that, because maybe that's not what they were looking for. So it's really helpful.
That
Extremely
is a
helpful.
really good thing because let me tell
Mhm.
you something. I would apply and just act like I never applied before. Like I would not write, I would not document anything. I would because that's just how I am. I'm just a whole hot mess sometimes. But would you suggest that people in the room, our listeners, would you
Mhm.
suggest that how would you suggest that they record their journey or document it rather?
So I would put everything in Google, a running Google Doc, and so I have it sectioned out. So business description and my mission, my vision, future plans, my target market, my competition, have it, on that spreadsheet. And
Mhm.
so, it helps out. So if I'm applying, usually everything is in order. So they want to know, business description first. So I'll go through that. Okay. Maybe I need to change it a little bit. You know, Maybe the wording is a little off, or they want 2 to 3 sentences instead of 500 words. So
Okay.
that's what I do. And it's so easy now. So easy to run through grants.
Mhm. Now, do you make a spreadsheet for the ones that you apply for with the responses and things like that? Do you document that as well?
I don't document that. I have Notion, so I have a schedule. I have everything scheduled out, but I don't do the. I know there are some people who do with the responses and things of that nature, but everything changes for me so much
Mhm.
that I'm always changing the answers, so it's never the same.
Mhm. Mhm. Now, how else? Okay, so we know that you where do you find these grants? Let's go there. Because I
um,
will keep bringing you back to being creative. So let me keep you over here in the grant section. How how do we find them?
So I'm always on Instagram scrolling through businesses. So 15% pledge is a really good one. They actually did a recent post, and it had grants that were available for October and some of November. So
Say that
they'll
one
do
more time.
that 15% pledge.
15% clutch.
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat
Okay.
if I could connect. It's not allowing me to connect. It's 15% pledge.
Oh, it's probably making
Mhm.
it private. Mhm. Mhm. I
Yeah.
just did. Let me see if I
No,
can see it here. Private chat. Mm-mm. Nope, it didn't go. But 15, you said 15% clutch.
pledge. And then there is Black Ventures. Fearless Fund is another one. What else?
Y'all write that
There.
down. Y'all write it down. Y'all write it down.
So Black Girl Ventures, 15% pledge. There
Oh,
is
clutch. I said, I was saying clutch.
uh, Ellie Talks Money.
Oh, I love
Boss.
her.
Yeah, she's amazing. And then she does these challenges, these grant challenges.
Hmm.
So she does that a lot. And then Boss Women Media, Digital Undivided, New Voices Family, and that's all on Instagram. Now, for websites, Hello Alice is huge. They will send out emails. They actually, when you do apply for any grants, they do save your application. So if you're applying for another grant, some things will already populate. So you'll have all of that information in there. You can reword it, you can change it around. It's already in there.
Mm.
And then I Fund Women is a really great portal. And then the grant portal as well. There are a couple of YouTubers out there who I don't even know how they have the time, but
Hmm.
they put together all these videos. Some of these are like hour-long videos on grants. And She Boss Talk is one of them, and then the Sunday podcast is another. And she just put out a video, the Sunday podcast.
And also, how do you find the accelerator programs? Are they also in the same place?
Also in the same place. So Fearless Fun, I found them on Instagram. Um, Black Girl Ventures, also on Instagram. All of these are on Instagram. Also, a lot of your favorite places like Sephora, Ulta, Target, Macy's, they all have accelerated programs. Whole Foods, they have accelerated programs to get you into their store. So I have applied for Sephora and Target and Ulta, but I don't think I'm at that level as of yet to really go into the stores.
Mm.
But
Why not? I think you are.
you think, thank you.
I think you are.
Thank you. Thank you. But I've been applying anyway. And so to me, to get your name out there and to just get that experience to apply is extremely important.
Now,
Yeah,
since you're big, sorry.
Tori Birch has a foundation too, and she gives out grants. That's what pushed
Oh yeah.
classic collections. Yeah.
So you mentioned Whole Foods, and we had Ashley on from Tangles and Beyond, and she was
Mhm.
telling everybody how she got into Whole Foods and the accelerator program. They actually granted her money. They gave her money for getting her products ready to get into the store. So
Mhm.
there was a whole development and all kinds of things that she had to do, and there was some testing that they
Mhm.
paid for. So I think you're ready, girl.
Thank you. I will be applying. I will be
Yes, and play
applying.
up that sustainability.
Yes.
Play up that
Mhm.
sustainability because I mean, again, it's something I think you're going to have to do a little bit more of that because I
Mhm.
don't, like I said, I don't remember it, but I remember it's just so much I remember. But I watch everything that you do. You know I do. So I'm watching you, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I love everything. I see that you use the eco-friendly packaging. I see that you use the packing peanuts, but I don't really hear the story about the sustainability. So we're gonna lean a little bit more into it. We're
Okay.
gonna lean a little bit more into it. But so if we have some questions in the chat, you guys feel free to put your questions in and I will put them on the screen for you. Somebody asked about the AI too. Okay, so I have quite a few that I like. I have quite a few. And there's one I'm testing right now. It's called I think it's called Predis or Predis, something like
Mhm.
that. AI. It's supposed to be like um Canva, Chat GPT, and
Oh,
something else. I think Hootsuite. It's supposed to be like everything in it. So like the scheduler, the graphics, and the AI. It's supposed to all be in one thing, right?
interesting.
Yeah. So I don't think I like it as far as the, getting my content part together, but it can't have everything. But I do like the generator. But for
Mhm.
AI, so what's your favorite, Chat GPT, or you've been messing around? Been like
Oh,
me messing around on the chat.
I feel like I've used so many. So Chat GPT.
Hmm.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite. I used to use Copy AI.
Yeah.
I downloaded I think it's Hobby Copy. Happy Copy. It helps you with your emails.
Hmm.
I didn't really like it too much, so I nixed that. And Canva, their new feature that you showed, I said, this is a game changer. Because
Right?
now, yeah, because I'm like, I literally just think I was working on an email for candle care. And so I just took everything that I had in that. I said, okay, make this an email. And it just spit it right out. I said, oh,
Hmm.
this is amazing.
Right.
This is
Quick, easy,
amazing.
boom, 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 right?
Mhm. Change the tone, change things around. No problem.
Mhm.
No
Mhm.
problem. But I think, yeah, ChatGPT is definitely my favorite out of
Mhm.
everything I've used. Because what was the images one that you and Jazz
Mid journey.
Mid Journey? I tried that, but I just couldn't get it. So
It's so difficult to. It's so difficult. It is. It's really difficult. And I'm like, I'm trying. I haven't touched it since the last time y'all heard me talking about it. But it's difficult to work with. Like, you got to learn the prompts, and it's got to be put in a certain way. And I mean, once you get to know it, it's easier, but it's
Mhm.
still difficult.
Uh-uh.
You can't get the images to hold your product. Like, D is in the building now, and so she was the one helping me. I have one of them is holding my soap, but the soap is huge. It's larger than. I was like, I'm just leaving it the way it is. That's it. That's it. A win is a win.
Oh no.
A win is a win. So Chat GPT, I think that's my favorite as well, because I'll always go back to it. And you can put anything in there. And so I I feel when you're saying, when you're applying for your grant, you go right in there and to find the answers, because it makes it nice and it can make it eloquent for you and just be what it needs to be, so that you
Oh,
can do the rest of the thing. And you don't sit there all day long filling out a application, or
no, no, not at all. Not at all.
All right. So then Betty Rose says, so do you put the prompt? Do you okay, here, let me put this on the screen. So do you put in the prompt? Do you put in the prompt the question asked in the grant and add what you want to say?
So what I normally do, let me share my screen really quick.
Mm-hmm. Karen says, good strategy. D says, I would think define who the AI to be, then define what your company. Oh, she's giving the prompt for her.
Hmm.
And here I go with 50% clutch, and you just let me go with it. You just let me ride with 15% clutch. I'm like, 15% clutch. That's it. Just throw me out there. All
Can
right, so
everyone see my screen?
yep. And I'm gonna make
Okay.
it full screen. You want it full screen?
Yes. So I know someone was asking, Betty Rose was asking about the prompt. So this is the prompt that I use. So if you want to screenshot,
Screenshot, y'all.
so after using this prompt, this is the next, this is what I would receive back, the answer. And
Oh,
you could tweak it to how you like it. So that's exactly what I did. So what I did was I just opened up a new chat, because if you're using Chat GPT, you know that, it kind of builds on everything that you're putting into it. So once you use a chat, it'll just continuously use that history. So anything you have fed it, it'll just continuously use it. So I opened up a new one, put that prompt in there, and then this is what it gave me. But you do have to feed it information. And this
right.
is kind of a template that you can use to help you. So you need to have these things laid out for you. This is something that you can also put into Chat GPT after you have already put that prompt in there, and it'll give you some things, to work with.
All right, y'all screenshotting. Y'all screen shooting. All right, so let me see. Okay.
And then this is the example that I gave. So it gave me the mission, goals for the year, objectives, outcomes, strategy, outputs. These aren't necessarily things that I use, but if you need these things, if you need assistance, this will help you.
Mm.
And then this is a list of grants that I am applying for. Please screenshot this. These are upcoming. So the earliest one is October 27th, November 1st, November 2nd, and November 10th.
All right, let me see. I know Teresa's saying the screen is blurry, so let me see if everybody can see. Did everybody catch the screen? Was it blurry for you? Make sure you get your screenshots in. Okay.
Did everyone get it?
Oh, she said it's clear. Jasmine says she got it. It's clear for her.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So it's coming in. Everybody's coming in. Everybody's saying it's good.
Okay, good.
Do we need to go back a slide or we're good, y'all? Let us know. Let us know. Because I don't want y'all going in her DMs stressing her out. Because y'all should be listening and writing notes. All right, can you go back a few just so they can just get it from the beginning with the prompt? Mhm. All right, y'all. Y'all got 3, 2, 1, screenshot. All right, so this is the first one. This is the prompt, right, Melissa?
This is the first one, yes.
Okay.
Is everyone good? Because I can't see.
3, 2, 1, go.
This is the second one.
3, 2, 1. It doesn't take y'all 2 seconds to screenshot.
Everyone has that?
Oh, it's still blurry for Trees. Okay, you know Yazza have the screenshots. She'll send them to you, right, Yazzie Faye? All right. Mm-hmm.
And then this is the grants.
Okay, so they got it. Okay.
Okay.
This is so awesome. Oh, look, there we go. Snatch us back together like a ponytail. All right. So, is there any tips that you would like to leave, would like to give to people who want to start filling out for grants?
Do it. Just do it. If you're scared, do it anyway. If you need help, just ask someone to just go over and reread it. You know, do it and make sure you read over everything just for spell checks and things of that nature. Simple things. Simple things. And also, if you are applying for something, an accelerator program, pitch competition, grant application, and they have workshops they are offering, please attend them because then they are giving you free information. They're giving you information that either they want to see in their application, things that are going to help you out in your business. So it'll help propel you in either their application or somebody else's application. Use that information.
And it's free education. Even
Exactly.
even if it doesn't work for anybody, it's something you can use for yourself.
Exactly.
And so, what are your takeaways when you go to the accelerators? What do you get from there besides being in the room and everything? What are your takeaways from the accelerators?
So the first accelerator program, I learned how to do my pitch deck. My pitch deck looked horrible. The first one, it looked horrible. I couldn't believe that I had sat there and I used that pitch deck, and I said, I wish I would have had assistants. They got me all the way together. So they had, you know, besides the weekly meetings, they had someone to go in, and she went through my deck completely, showed me what needed to get fixed, what she was looking to see. You know, and she does this for a living, so she's hard for these things.
Right.
And I'm sitting here, I said, okay, I need to get it all the way together to really stand out, to make my brand really known. So definitely that was one of the biggest things. And then also too, you know, you don't know how much you need to gain more confidence in yourself and to be around, you know, other people who are doing the same thing. That was the biggest thing for me. The biggest. They really help you get, you know, get yourself together. One of the things that we're learning this week is how to build your team and how to either set yourself up to build a team properly. So managing styles and being the right leader for your team. So
Yes.
that's
And it's
something
very
that
important.
that is something that will definitely help in the future.
Because
Definitely.
when I had my store, I had an assistant, right? And so she would come in, and she didn't have a title. She did everything. So if the shop needed to be clean, if the things needed to be wrapped, like she knew how to do everything, right? But
Mhm.
sometimes I didn't have work for her, and it would reflect on me because now she's sitting around waiting. I still have to pay her, and I'm like, I don't know what I want you to do, or you got to wait till I'm finished doing this. So being understanding how to be a great leader and knowing what you need some people, what you're paying somebody to do is very important,
Mhm.
because you'll just
Oh,
hire people and not know what you're hiring them for because somebody said you need it, and now you just have something you don't need, but they said that you
mhm.
did.
Mhm. Oh, yeah. Because I think a lot of people say that, oh, you know, the first hire should be a virtual assistant, but maybe you don't need a virtual assistant right
Right.
away. Maybe
Hmm.
you're okay with doing all that stuff. I'm like, the first person I'm going to hire, you know, and you know, you don't realize that the first people you're hiring are contractors.
Yeah.
So the first thing I hired was a photographer, and even though I can do it, it's so time consuming. So that was
Right.
the first thing I hired out. I said, I'm not doing that anymore.
Right. Right. And then it
Mhm.
makes it makes it easier for you to still be the creative person, because now you're not wasting that time in that time slot, because if it's going to take, how you want your stuff, and I'm pretty sure because of looking at the way your graphics are set up. I know that you want things to look a certain way, right? And
Mhm.
so trying to do things and spending all day trying to get your photos right, you could be spending
Mhm.
that time, doing something else. So,
Exactly. Exactly.
and so what are some things that you would tell people not to do when to filling out their grants?
Read your application thoroughly. So if you are applying for something and you don't necessarily qualify for it, don't apply for it, because then you're wasting your time and it's going to look bad to that company because you didn't read their
Mm,
qualifications. So you don't want to do that. That's one of the biggest things I would say, is to read the qualifications thoroughly so you don't waste your time and their time.
right. Okay. So let's get into some of these questions. So Linda wants to know, do all the grants give money for your business?
Yes, all the grants give money for the business, or all the ones I've seen give money for the business, and then also information. They'll have classes attached to them. So the grant that I won, there are classes that they have. So in addition to the accelerator program I have, I will also be juggling their classes that will be starting next week, the week after. So lots of great information
Mhm.
coming from both ways.
That's awesome. Now
Hmm.
I need to just do it just so I can. I want to. I just want to absorb all of it, all of the information. So that would be amazing. Like, yes, I'll
Exactly.
take all the classes.
There are some stipulations to the grants. So
Hmm.
they some of all of them have money attached to them, but there are stipulations attached to some of them. So you may not be able to spend the money in, say, for debt or for certain things. So
Hmm.
if the money is for, getting more inventory, getting marketing, that's what you need to spend the money for, because unfortunately, if you do not spend the money properly and they come asking you, hey, how did you spend the money? And you tell them the complete opposite, you
Hmm.
may have to pay that money back. So I would just spend it how they asked you to spend it.
Right. Now, do you have to document it and send them how it was spent, or how do you do that?
So I don't necessarily document. So for this particular grant that I won, they didn't want it documented and divvied out. They,
Yeah.
they just kind of want an idea. Hey, what did you spend it on? I spent it on inventory. I spent it on photography, and you know that's
Okay.
it. They kind of just wanted like a 1 to 2 sentence thing.
And
But
that was it.
yeah, but others might be more detailed.
Hmm.
So I feel like better safe than sorry.
That's right. That's right.
Mm.
Just in case they come back and be like, we need to see the receipts. We need to see some
Exactly.
invoices. We're like,
Exactly.
I don't have those.
Exactly. I'm like, I don't want them.
I'm telling
I
you,
don't want them
right?
to come after me, no.
I'm telling you.
Mhm.
Okay, so Yas wants to know, what's the name of the accelerator program again?
It's Fearless Fun and Get Venture Ready. That is the one that I'm a part of right now. And I think they are done for the year. So this is the last one for their next year. Definitely look out for that. Get better, get venture ready, and it's through Fearless Fun.
Okay. Let me see. Are the classes online?
Yes, they are all online. I know some of them are in person for some different grants, but these particular ones are online. Otherwise, I'd be running myself ragged, and I couldn't go.
I'm telling you, because you're limited too. Because
Hmm.
what's
Oh
around
yeah.
you in the area that you are now in Florida?
Miami is about an hour away,
Hmm.
so you know.
I
It would
love
be
Miami.
limited. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. I'm like in short sleeve and it's nice weather.
I love Miami. I do. So, are there any questions, you guys? Do you have any questions in regards to grants? Let us know now, or forever hold your peace. Because, like I said, don't go in her DMs stressing her out because she feel like she got to answer your questions. Betty Rose said, "Oh, you're not far from me."
Hi, Betty Rose, where are you?
Betty Rose, where are you? You know I'm always coming for Betty Rose in the comments when she talk about, oh, it's cold. Oh, we need a sweater. I'm like, it's if you in Florida, girl.
But it was cold the other day.
What's that, 70?
It was 66.
And you from Syracuse, girl, so you know cold. Syracuse get all the snow.
It does.
Let me see. Did you hear that the government was trying to come at them saying that they are discriminating against non-black women?
Yes. Yes. Unfortunately, yeah. They
Betty
they
Rose?
got they
Sorry.
got one of their they've got one of their grants shut down because um it was they people said it was discriminating, and then Hello Alice the same thing. So one of
Mm,
their grants got taken down because of the same thing. So
wow.
yeah.
Gotta be
I'm
careful out here in these grand streets.
I can't. Fort
Gotta
Lauderdale. Oh, we should go. We should meet up. You're really close.
definitely. Y'all should definitely sisterhood. Let's get it together. Let's get it together. Okay, so tell everybody how they can find you. First of all, I want to say if y'all are not following her on YouTube, I think you guys need to. She has very informative videos on her channel. It's not just about candle making and her business. She also gives valuable information. So you guys really should check her out. So tell us how to find you before I tell all your business.
So follow me on YouTube. So if you want more informational videos, YouTube is definitely a place to be. If you're looking for my candles, go on my Instagram, Cali Meets NYC, CO, and find me on my website at www.calimeetsnyc.co.
And I just want to put the little comments up there so that you can see people are feeling and they loving you. I hope that you guys got a lot of value from this live. Let us know how we did. Let us know. Try to keep it fun and light and still give the information at the same time. How do you feel, Melissa?
Great, great. This is fun. A lot of fun.
Good, good, good. Let me see. Okay, so everybody's following you now. You see, Tree said, shame on you if you're not following her. I'm
Thanks,
telling you,
Tree.
I seen her videos popped up. I was like, wait a minute, that looks like Melissa. I was like, oh, it is Melissa. It looks like her because it is her.
The funny thing is, I don't promote on my Instagram, my YouTube channel at all. At all.
I would say I don't do the same, but I kind of do because I do Coffee with Nikki on YouTube, so I have to. But the kind of content that I have on YouTube is not the content that I put on Instagram. So I get it. I get it. The content is very different.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
definitely.
I have a very different following. So I mean, I don't know if it's a different following so much, but the information that they want from me is different. They want to learn on YouTube, and they want to learn on Instagram too, but it's more motivation and stuff like that. I put motivation up on my YouTube, like, girl, we're not here for that. Show us a candle. Show us how you did that. All right. So again, you guys feel free to ask any questions that you may have before we wrap it up. Everybody is saying great presentation. Thank you all. Okay, so they're loving it. Thank you so much for the information. Yes, it was. Everybody is subscribed. I just want to say that one thing that I absolutely love doing, and I'm so happy that I don't even know how you found Coffee with Nikki. I don't know how, we crossed paths, but I'm so thankful and grateful that we did. And I'm so glad that you were able to share this information with our audience because we see you in the morning. Every morning you're with us as well. And when anybody in the BBU tribe has some information, they know something, they can share something, I will always put them in the forefront. And since you got your grant, I was like, oh, well, maybe we could talk about grants because everybody were talking about, we were talking about grants. And I was like, I have never really done anything with it, so I can't really tell you what to do. And I was like, oh, but, Melissa talk about her grant in her video. So I really appreciated that you even wanted to share it because a lot of the times people don't want to share their information. It's also a reason why I started this community is because people are so tight-lipped. They don't want to share information with you. They like to gatekeep. They like to just if I tell you something, that's not going to make anything, it's just going to give you information. It's not going to make you ahead of me. It's not going to put you ahead of me, And so we got to start doing that as a community.
Exactly. Like there's room for everyone. For everyone.
Yes. Yes, yes, and yes. So while we here, I'm gonna take this this snippet of what you're going to say because I'm gonna use it. So so what are your thoughts on BBU and Coffee with Nikki? What do you like about it?
Oh, I love it. motivational. The whole entire community is wonderful. We help each other out, and you get a lot of information in such a small amount of time, and it'll just help you propel your business.
I appreciate it. You know, I'm gonna take that because I'll tell you in a minute. Leave me a review. What? Leave me a review. So thank you so much, Melissa. I appreciate you. And shout out to your mama and your granny from being from the Bronx. Woo woo.
Thank you. This was great.
Thank you so much, everybody. Y'all have a good night. Thank you again, Melissa. And you have a great night. Don't forget you and Betty Rose hook up because y'all. Oh, somebody is in Orlando. How far is Orlando?
About an hour or 2 hours. 2 hours. Yeah.
Kim is in Orlando. So if y'all want to do a brunch, I really want to do a BCMC Miami trip.
Mm-hmm.
So I really want to. So maybe we'll be there. Maybe that'll be one of them.
That would be great.
Yes, that'll be a pop-up. So we're about to wrap this up. If you guys are candle makers, I think you guys are going to be a part of BCMC's All Up in Your Wax tonight. That's coming on at 8:30. What time is it? Where's my time checkers? Oh, it's 8:09. Okay, so in about 30 minutes, less than 30 minutes, we are going to go live with BCMC. And y'all join us on over there. I will put the link in my stories. The link is in my stories. The link is in my stories. Miami is 3 hours from my home. Up, she's going for Thanksgiving. That's too soon to try to make a BCMC trip. Because we're going to California next week. That's too soon. But we can do it when it's cold for sure, because it is cold here. We're going to go down there and get some nice sunshine. Some nice weather.
February, January.
Yes. Because we can still have snow. Hey, you already know, Syracuse. No. We still can have snow. All right, y'all. So my phone just gets going off. It's the alert. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the morning for Coffee with Nikki, your daily cup of information and inspiration at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you again so much, Melissa. One more time, tell everybody how they can find you.
Find me on YouTube at Cali Meets NYC, or on Instagram, Cali Meets NYC CO, or on my website, calimeetsnyc.co.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Y'all have a good night. Good night, y'all. Bye.